Hi, in this video, we will look at how to balance and submit the budget. So once you're logged onto the local government finance and budget portal, you will click on the budgets tab. This will bring you to the budgets page. Over here, you can pick the budget you are looking to balance and submit. So for my example, I'm going to use this 2024 general budget, but the process is exactly the same for general budget and or water and wastewater budget. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up the 2024 general budget for Omedo, Alaska. So click on the budget number, and if you scroll down towards the bottom over here until you can see the tabs for revenue, expense, tax rates, messages, and attachments. So before we can submit the budget, we want to make sure that we have entered all our revenue line items, all our expense line items, and we have entered our tax rates and tax ratios. And for you to know how to enter your revenue, expense, and your tax rates and tax ratios, please make sure that you watch other videos that we have posted. So by this time, I'm assuming that you have done all that. And then before we can submit the budget, we also want to make sure that we have uploaded sign and seal copy of council resolution. Okay, so you want to make sure that these four things are done. So your revenue, expense, tax rates and tax ratios, and your attachments tab. So okay, so once we are done with all the stuff, the first thing that we want to check is to make sure that our budget is balanced or not. For that, you would come to this field called balancing field. Okay, this will show you what is the amount that you're off by. Okay, so in this particular case, it shows that the budget is not balanced and we are off by $696.01. Okay, and if you hover your mouse over the balancing field, it actually shows you what is happening with that amount. So in this case, because our amount is negative, it means that our revenue exceeds our expenses. So either I need to lower my expenses, either I need to lower my revenue or I need to up my expenses for this budget to balance. Also, in the portal here, we have set the threshold limit for $500. What that means is that you can submit your budget in the portal as long as it is up to $500 threshold limit. So in this particular example, it is clearly over $500. Okay, so let's first see what happens when you try to submit the budget which is over the threshold limit of $500. Okay, so I'm going to come up here and try to submit the budget. So just click anywhere on revenue or on expense, and you will get this button that says submit. So let's try to submit this budget and see what happens. Okay, so the portal will throw an error message telling you that the balancing field clearly has an amount over the threshold limit of $500, and it shows you what your total expense are, total revenue, your grant adjusted, and your adopted total warrant. Okay, so let's see how we can balance this particular budget. So it says the amount is negative, the revenues exceeds our expenses, so I need to make an entry in our expenses, or I need to lower my revenue. So I'm going to click on the expense and I'm just going to make an entry for let's say $500, and that should bring our balancing amount within the threshold limit of $500. So our expense, just going to pick any category over here. So let's go to other services, and I'm just going to add $500 and see what happens. So save and close. Okay, X on the warning message over there. So now you can see that as soon as I added an amount in my on my expense line item, the balancing field shows that the outstanding balance is now $196. So this is the amount that I'm off, and it is, the color has changed to green from red. What this means is that now it is within our threshold limit. Okay, so at this point the portal will allow me to submit this budget because it is within our threshold limit. Okay, So if I try to click on submit, it says that the budget is valid for submission. So now at this point, it is up to me if I want to bring this balancing amount right down to the zero, or up to $10 or $5, whatever you feel comfortable with. But the system will allow me to submit it as long as it is within the amount of $500. If it's over $500, it will not let me submit the budget. Okay, so if I feel like that I'm happy with my budget, I can go ahead and click on the submit, click on confirm, and it's just, there is a little warning message here reminding you that make sure that you do attach your signed and sealed council resolution. Okay, so click on the confirm, and now the budget status should say budget submitted. There you go. So the status shows budget submitted. So now at this point, it is gone to the ELG officer for review. If they request additional information, you will see that the budget status changes to additional information required, and you will also get an email. So once you get an email, then you can log into the portal and then read the message. So you can come in here, click on the message tab here, and you will see what ELG officer has asked with respect to additional information, and then you can resubmit your budget. If the ELG officer is happy with the information that you have submitted, and then so they will do a review, and once it is approved, you will see a status that says approved by ELG director. So if you go back to the budgets page over here, this is the status that you want to see at the end once it is approved. Okay, so this is how you balance and submit the budget. So thank you for watching. To come out of this page, you can either click on portal home, or you can click on the logo. If you click on exit, it brings you back to the home page. Thank you very much.